Hey guys, I'm Rainy Younger, and this is another edition of Under the Radar presents movie commentaries, or should I say, Tom-mentary. And this is actually our fourth one, celebrating Tom Hanks month. It started off as Tom Hanks Day, but it kind of blossomed into what we have right now, which is Tom Hanks month. And basically, Tom Hanks Day started with just a small group of guys, and eventually Tom Hanks noticed this and basically got involved. He's involved with a charity called Lifeline Energy, which supplies technology to very poor countries, very impoverished nations and areas that need help. So if you want to do your part, just go and look for Lifeline Energy. And you can just do your part by searching for that wonderful charity. I want to just welcome three wonderful guests who have been on the show. No strangers to Under the Radar. First off, Rachel Kolb, welcome back.
Hi, good to be back. I think I'm the only Joe versus the Volcano virgin of the bunch tonight.
I'm the other one.
Sacrifice.
I'm the other one
yay!
too.
I saw this in the theater.
Did you? Wow.
Really?
I should say, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I have not seen any of Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan's any Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan collaborations.
Wow.
Wait,
I haven't
ever?
seen this. I haven't seen Sleepless in Seattle. I haven't seen You Got Mail.
Oh, that's
They're
very
both
interesting.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, so far, this is your first time as well for this film?
Yes.
Okay, very cool. All right. So Matt and I were the volcano veterans here, and I didn't even mention the movie. This is our fourth commentary, and we're doing Joe versus the Volcano, the very quirky and very underrated 1990 dramedy, romantic dramedy, in which Tom Hanks's character Joe Banks finds out he has basically just a very short amount of time left to live, and that he needs to jump into a volcano and sacrifice himself to save the Waponis, a very small tribe in an island in the South Pacific, I believe it is. So, I mean, I love this movie. It's the first collaboration between Hanks and Meg Ryan, and nobody ever talks about this movie, which is so sad.
Well,
Matt,
they used to talk about it a lot, but very negatively. This movie got very, very panned for the longest time. And I don't think it was until like him and Ryan did Sleepless in Seattle that people started to be like, oh, well, that movie was also good. It's like,
I honestly, out of the three collaborations, I think Sleepless in Seattle is the weakest one.
definitely.
You know,
It's hard to say. I would say that this one might be it's my favorite of the three, but by this much.
right?
Because I really love You Got Mail.
You've Got Mail is so good. It's so charming.
It's so good.
You've Got Mail is good, but I will stick up for Sleepless in Seattle that it has the Victor Garber and Rita Wilson factor to it.
Yeah.
And I love the both of them, and I love all of their scenes in it.
And Rosie O'Donnell, her second collaboration with Hanks since A League of Their Own.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's got good elements, but overall, it's for me, it was not a very interesting film.
Yeah.
But Rachel and Forrest, I'm very excited that you're going to see this one. I Forrest in particular, you like strange movies, so I think this must be in your wheelhouse.
I think that's part of why this movie got so panned, is because it's a weird movie. Like, it's like one of those things where it's like it wasn't like a straight comedy. It wasn't a straight, it's like oh, it's just kind of weird.
Yeah. And the production design is very odd too. The soundtrack choices, the direction. I mentioned John Patrick Shanley is the director, and he is actually the screenwriter of Moonstruck, which came out a couple years before. And that's also, I mean, that's not like a strange movie, but it's kind of quirky here and there.
It's kind of a strange movie.
Weird. It's a weird movie.
A little bit.
Probably it's weird to say that part of his career is probably Nicolas Cage's weirdest movies part of his career.
Right.
Like that, Vampire's Kiss, like Wild at Heart. We're all like within like 5 years where it's like, okay.
Yeah. Some of his best stuff. I think
Oh, definitely.
late 80s,
Sure.
early 90s that's prime Cage,
On Cage.
you know?
Raising Arizona.
Oh yeah.
Oh
So-
yeah. For sure. Peggy Sue Got Married, but that's another show, guys. But so let's get this show on the road. So I have the DVD back when I, like a couple years ago, went on Amazon and basically did like a barge and bought like every Tom Hanks movie on DVD and Blu-ray. But I think all of you are streaming it.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So right now I'm at 0, which is right before the Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers, yeah.
So let me see. Yeah.
I'm at the Warner Brothers logo, or at least the sound, or at least the like the overview of the sound stages.
Yeah,
this video
I'm
wall.
Yeah.
at 3
Mhm.
seconds into the soundstage overview.
Lovely. All right, guys. So I'll count down from 3. And when I say play, we will all press play. And that goes for everybody at home. So 3, 2, 1, play.
He did it again where he says he's gonna count to 3 and then he goes backwards. It's always confusing to me.
I know I said I'll count down from 3.
Oh, you count down. Yeah. I thought he said
I'm not going to make the same mistake again.
like stop doing that, man.
And Rachel, welcome to the commentary world.
Yes.
she's
I've been editing these for a while. It's exciting to be on the other side of it.
Very cool. And it's got like a weird kind of like fantasy element to it.
Yes, I mean I can already see it with this intro.
Right. You'll see there's some very odd choices that the production team, especially the cinematography and the production design, are really kind of out there.
Right.
And we have a miserable Hanks with long hair. And I should just mention, I guess, well, you guys will find out eventually, but Meg Ryan actually plays 3 different characters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's pulling in Eddie Murphy.
She's
Huh?
like
I was
Eddie
trying to,
Murphy,
yeah, I was
yeah.
like, she's pulling
She's
a
an old Jewish guy. She plays a black preacher. No,
I can't see that.
oh, I forgot Lloyd Bridges was in this.
Yep.
And it's like, hey,
This all
Vigoda's
feels
in it.
very The Wall-esque.
Yeah,
with,
actually, I noticed
that sort of-
you can see the New York sky, the Manhattan skyline is clearly a matte painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Industrial Light and Magic did the visual effects. Actually. You'll see later on in the volcano scenes. Dan Hedaya, so good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this movie has another amazing cast where it's
Yeah.
like,
Amanda Plummer does a
Yeah,
a lot
I
of-
didn't know she was in this.
yeah, she's got a small part.
Ossie Davis.
Yeah, Ossie Davis has a great role in this.
yeah. It's also weird Tom Hanks with like long hair.
Yeah, yeah.
Like-
right.
The
Huh.
only other time was like, I think as Robert Langdon
Yeah,
in the Da Vinci Code.
but it's like when he was young and it was curly, like super curly. So it's like, oh, weird.
I don't know if it's a wig or if they did something.
It,
Oh,
it
and-
looks like it's probably his hair because it's like looks kind of permy. It's like unraveling perm.
Maybe. Oh, and if you guys saw that there's like a zigzag road, that same image, the zigzag, will show up later on as a bolt of lightning, and also I think with the volcano sequences as well.
I don't know why, but the highly stylized nature of it almost feels a bit like Hudsucker Proxy.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like that was like the Coen brothers were like so like beginning to get big at this point. You know, it's like I feel like a lot of like major studios were like, let's try something like that.
But yeah, you could also compare it to maybe Brazil.
Home of the rectal probe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And also, this is one of the early Steven Spielberg Hanks collaborations as well. He
Really?
Producer on this
started-
one.
Well, actually, I did see. I did see. This is an Amblin production, so
he
Yeah.
is an executive producer.
Bo Welch. No wonder. No wonder this has such a
Yeah.
fantasy look to it. This is such it's like a storybook or fantasy look to it.
Yeah.
Forrest, did he do? He just did Batman Returns, right? He didn't do the
He
first.
did production design on Batman Returns and Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Okay. So good, so good. Rectal probe.
Satisfied customers.
Like, what is that?
Petroleum jelly, I think.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, Frank Marshall, Back to the
Yep.
Future crew. So it's some random factory that produces the most awful looking devices and products.
Slop. I'm looking from the look of it.
Oh yeah.
I know he can get the job, but can he do the job?
I think this might be Dan Hedaya's finest moment. I think.
Hard to choose them, but yeah,
Right.
it's a good one.
I mean, this, Blood Simple, Clueless, Night at the Roxbury, he's.
Night at the Roxbury, Alien, even Alien Resurrection.
Oh, I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, he was Daniel Perez.
And his performance as Richard Nixon and Dick.
Yes. Oh, Dick, I haven't seen that in years.
He's very versatile.
And of course, Carla's husband on
Cheers. Didn't they have a spinoff, the Torellis?
The Tortellis, yeah, it was
Tortellis?
one season, yeah.
Oh. I got to rewatch Cheers. So good. That and Taxi.
So good.
I don't know if that's a wig or not.
I'm pretty sure it's his hair.
Yeah. They might have added something in the back.
Yeah.
It's like a pseudo mullet.
They've done a really good job of making this the most awful workplace
Yeah.
ever.
Yes.
The lighting alone.
All the gray.
Yep.
Like when we did like
Artificial
Tom
intelligence
Malkovich,
like,
where it's
Yeah.
like these weird workplaces. Yeah, it's like
Yeah. And this is the advertising department, and he is a clerk, like a filing clerk.
a lamp inside of a glass cabinet. Like,
well, no, never mind. I was going to say something about Einstein doing his best work as a filing clerk, but then I realized he was a patent clerk.
Patent clerk, yes.
yeah.
Thank you, Ghostbusters.
Yep.
And basically, Hanks keeps all these things around his office to make him feel like a sense of normal, or just some peace, because he's so miserable. And this lamp, it gives him peace.
What's with the shoe?
And it pretty much tells the entire or most of the story from the image of on the shade.
Yeah. Yeah, each one gets sent in 5 Why not?
First Meg Ryan character.
Oh wait, that's her. That's her.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not recognize her.
You can hear it in the voice that it's her, but yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to rewatch Sleepless in Seattle, because you guys.
Been a while.
Yeah. I just remember the son being really good, like a really good child actor. I forget his name. I think Ross Malinger. And he has a scene with like Gabby Hoffman. It's just very cute.
Did you call me last week? No. Why not? Not good enough, Joe. Not nearly good enough. I put you in charge of the
So yeah, this movie definitely over the years has gotten a cult following.
Yeah.
And you could probably see that from the first few minutes. But I don't know. Critics back then, Matt, I don't know what they were thinking.
They just didn't like things that were different. I mean, that's cinema was changing and they weren't ready for it.
I don't like it, therefore I don't understand it, therefore I don't like it.
And I won't respond to it. Right?
I won't respond to it.
I mean, like when I mentioned Vampire's Kiss, when that movie came out, they didn't even like know what it was. Like it was like is this supposed to be a comedy? Because it's not funny. Like it's scary. And it's like, it's a dark comedy. It's very, very dark, but
really funny. Pretty.
I feel like dark comedies were always the thing that like went over their heads.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
But you know what? With movies like Being John Malkovich, though, they get acclaim pretty quick and right away.
Yeah, but I mean, by that point, you had already hit the big like independent boom. So like, they were like starting to like, even if they didn't understand it, pretending they were like, oh well, it's artsy. I like it.
Right.
And that's like a decade after this. That was 99.
Yeah. Rachel, are you a Dan Hedaya fan?
Am I who?
A fan of Dan Hedaya, this actor here, the boss?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely enjoy him. No, I was just thinking about with that poor lamp. I had a very similar, very draining job, and I used to keep pictures of my family nearby my desk just to like keep me going. Very like Simpsons, if you've seen the episode with do it for her.
Yeah.
And this I'm almost feel like I'm having PTSD flashbacks to that job.
Oh no. I did not expect that.
Well, it kind of in a good way though, because this is much more humorous and outlandish.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I used to have posters of small posters of Back to the Future and E.T. by my desk in an old job. And it would just it would center me, just looking at them.
Yeah, I would have like I just had toys around my desk. I just have toys around my desk in my office.
Nice.
Like the Lego Ecto one with little Lego Ghostbusters minifigures, a Mr. Freeze action figure.
Animated series?
One of the later ones. Isn't that from Unsolved Mysteries?
Yeah.
Robert Stack.
Robert Stack.
Yes, Robert Stack.
It's a very random cast. You'll see even later on. I won't spoil it for you guys, but I'll see if you can recognize them. They one of them has very heavy makeup and costume on. But yeah, I'll point it out.
Yeah, it's pretty rough stuff. But
Robert Stack.
the hard part was not feeling it all the time. I started not feeling it.
I would see that movie about Robert Stack about how his voice used to creep people out.
Yeah.
Unsolved Mysteries.
You know what? I'll be honest with you guys. I never actually saw that show. Was that like a Twilight Zone type of show? Or?
No, it was a true crime documentary.
Oh, it's a true crime. Okay.
Like missing people and disappearances and UFOs and whatnot.
And there was like the one episode that sticks out to me was the deaths of Bruce and Brandon Lee.
Yeah. But I mean, he had such a perfect voice for it because it was like it's like a soothing but menacing voice.
Personally, I can't hear. Personally, like everybody thinks hears that voice and thinks of Unsolved Mysteries and all the creepy shit that went down on it. I think of his role in Beavis and Butthead Do America as an FBI agent.
That was pretty perfect. A brain cloud. Ridiculous.
What are you talking about, Doctor? I don't feel good right now. The ironic part. Thanks. You're a hypochondriac. There's nothing wrong with you that has anything to do with your symptoms. Experiences in the fire department were completely traumatic. Experienced the imminent possibility of death several times. Yeah. Survived. The cumulative anxiety. About your physical person.
So yeah, this was pretty much in that period of Hanks rising to stardom after a really successful 2 years, 1988 through 1989. He had Big, obviously, was the major, film that skyrocketed him into stardom.
Big, The Burbs, Turner and Hooch.
Yep, The Burbs, Turner and Hooch. Also in '88 was Punchline, a smaller film.
That's right.
Very good movie, actually, where he plays a stand-up comedian along with Sally Field. So it's a good one.
Perhaps you want to. Brain cloud. I knew it. Well, I didn't know it. Knew it. What am I gonna do? You have some time left. You have some life.
So other than Moonstruck, are you guys familiar with John Patrick Shanley?
Is he also the writer of Doubt? Because I feel like he is.
He directed Doubt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Doubt with
Yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
That movie.
Yep. And Meryl Streep and Amy Adams. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And I was gonna say Viola Davis, Oscar-winning role.
In Doubt?
I think so. Yeah, for supporting. I know she was at least nominated.
Well, it definitely won a Tony for Best Play that year. For film. Yeah, she was just nominated for that. Yeah, you just gotta love the soundtrack.
When you get a chance to pet a dog, you pet a dog.
Even when they're the size of a horse.
But the bigger they are, the sweeter they are.
Of dogs that big. I was just like, why are they so tall?
It's so big.
I do not like it.
Oh.
Like, there's a guy down the street. He used to always walk his dog, and I'm like, oh my God, the guy's walking a horse again.
Yeah.
So it was like taller than that one. It was just like God, it's so tall. Its legs are so long. It's like a moose. I don't know. So weird.
Speaking of which, Rachel, how's Dobby tonight?
Oh, he is sitting right here with me watching the movie. Well, he might be napping right now, but
Good.
to quote another Tom Hanks movie, I quit. Nothing.
I quit.
I quit.
Give me another clue.
Doing that thing you do.
Oh. Yeah, that's one of the few Hanks films that I don't know well.
Which one?
That Thing You Do.
Never saw that one.
Yeah.
That was weirdly a regular at a lot of sleepovers that I went to back in middle school and high school.
I think I was at a sleepover as well with my friends, and they played that and Twister.
Interesting double feature.
Yeah. Thank you, 1996. And that was the first film Hanks directed.
This is Tom Hanks. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts moment.
Pretty much.
Please slap him with that hand.
So weird.
Yes. Yes.
What a great way to quit. I love it. That's how you do it. This scene, inspiration.
Brain cloud. What's the matter with you, brain cloud?
Looking for a reference for me. Okay, I won't. Robinson Crusoe. You Brutus style. Romeo. The Odyssey. You ukulele.
All of these objects and all of those books that he threw in the little paper brown bag.
Yeah.
They're all elements of the plot later on, as you'll see. The Odyssey, Romeo and Juliet, he falls in love. So it's foreshadowing.
Keep going.
You're leaving, leave. You'll get your check. And I promise you, you'll be easy to replace.
I like how right there they had to specify New York accent on the subtitles. It was like New York accent.
Well, it's different for me on my DVD here. No New York accent in the subtitle.
Just so you know, it's really Dan and Hedaya, you know.
That is a great line. I get that comedic energy. We mentioned that in the Money Pit commentary. It's so good. It's still prevalent here. He's still got it, you know. So this is towards the end of his comedic run, I'd say.
Yeah, this was the movie right before A League of Their Own.
Yeah, A League of Their Own was 92, and I think in 91 he took like a hiatus.
Actually, he was that the year that Radio Flyer came out?
92. Radio Flyer was 92.
Yeah, I think Radio Flyer was 92. 91, I don't think he did anything, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah,
he took a break that year.
I think this might be one of the best speeches I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah, after Joe Brothers versus the Volcano, he did the bonfire of the Vanities.
Yeah.
And then after that, he took a year off before A League of Their Own.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was probably because he did 2 movies in a row that got panned terribly.
So he was
this and Bonfire got really panned.
True. And I think maybe in so right before League of Their Own, he gained some weight for the role, so maybe he took some time off for that.
Yeah. Plus, also, I think because this is kind of back towards the end of comedic Hanks era.
Yep.
I'm wondering if the fact that this movie and that this and Bonfire of the Vanities underperforming made him pivot.
Yeah, that's a very good point, actually. Yeah, not a good year for him.
Like, I'm wondering if these movies had done better, would he have continued making more comedies, or would he have made that jump to more serious roles?
I think his jump to more dramatic stuff would have happened eventually.
Yeah, well, I mean, like how Randy's always saying, that A League of Their Own is the bridge.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, it's definitely a comedy, but it's got so much heart.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I always say it. I stand by that statement 100%. But
Okay, so Meg Ryan in this scene, just real quick, is reminding me a lot of Brittany Murphy in Clueless.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, she is adorable. She is so stinking cute.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, my mom was never a huge fan of her. So, like, I did not grow up watching a lot of her movies.
Well,
Although I did like When Harry Met Sally.
That is actually my favorite romantic comedy. I mean, a little cliche, but I love it.
I mean, I grew up
Same here.
heavily into Meg Ryan. It was like Inner Space, this, When Harry Met Sally, Armed and Dangerous, like yeah, Meg Ryan was a big part of my viewing.
Yeah. Up until Proof of Life.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, those eyes and everything, it's so Brittany Murphy.
So cute, yeah. Is she retired now, or like semi-retired?
Yeah.
She still acts, and she also directs.
Okay. Kind of like Helen Hunt. She's still around, but
when you asked if she was retired, I was like, oh man, do we have to break the news here that Brittany Murphy's dead? And Randy didn't know.
But yeah, she doesn't she still acts, and she's moved into direct. She's also expanded into directing, but she doesn't really get the kind of roles that she used to get back in the 80s and 90s.
Well, yeah, because you kind of age out of romantic lead, which sucks. But
yeah,
I mean, that's pretty much like all she did was romantic leads. So
yeah,
basically, yeah.
Got to a point where she was, she was like, too old to be cute. That was kind of her thing. That was pretty much.
Though.
Yeah. I think Kate and Leopold was one of her last romantic comedies.
Yeah.
Exactly 20 years ago, actually, this year.
God, it was that long already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn. Okay, look at this. So this is like a weird stylistic choice of having neon colors for the skyline.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, it kind of works, and it's charming.
I'm getting Joe.
It does future of the Empire State Building.
It feels like Dick Tracy is basically.
I would say Dick Tracy, or I would say either Dick Tracy or Joel Schumacher.
Dick Tracy.
Yeah. And again, critics and audiences did not understand what they were looking at, so they're like, "This sucks." Sad.
What happened here? Huh? What happened to you? Yes, I'm alive. I can see it.
The doctor told me there's something wrong with my brain. It's not catching, but I've got just 5 or 6 months to live.
What?
I'm gonna die. So appreciate the life.
I gotta go.
Oh, please don't.
I gotta go home.
Top Gun, I forgot.
Yeah. She has a small role in Top Gun. Actually, and she made her debut in Amityville 3D with Lori Loughlin.
Oh yeah.
Which remember you guys showed at Cinema Arts Center a couple years ago.
Oh, that's funny. What year was that? The film?
83. Yeah, 1983. That was actually her. Actually, no, Amityville 3D was her second movie. And Top Gun was her third.
And then Armed and Dangerous was right after that.
Yep.
Apparently, she was in Charles in Charge, probably.
Yeah.
Like one
Oh,
episode.
really?
Yeah. An appearance in Charles in Charge, Armed and Dangerous, Promised Land.
Oh, she was also one of the main villains in Captain Planet.
Huh. It's odd.
Yeah, she was Dr. Blight.
And I still have to. I never finished French Kiss. I have to see the whole thing.
Never saw that one.
I love it. I love that movie.
You can't go wrong with Kevin Kline.
I mean Kevin Kline and Meg Ryan.
Actually, I just realized another. Actually, I forgot she was in The Doors. That's another one I've seen. That's another one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she played Morrison's girlfriend, Pam.
Yep.
But
or his first girl, or she was his first girlfriend.
Yeah. But it's amazing how Meg Ryan's one of those people who, like, romantically works with pretty much anybody.
Yeah.
Like anyone she's worked with, she's had a connection, whether it be like, like John Candy or Tom Hanks or Billy Crystal. It's always a weird dude. Martin Short, Randy Quaid, Dennis Quaid. Sorry, not Randy Quaid. Never Randy Quaid.
She'd probably be good with him too. And
kind of awkward though.
Yeah, a little bit. Also, she shared voice credits with John Cusack and Anastasia.
Yep.
I don't know if they did a live action film together, but that would be pretty good. That would be a good team up.
Yeah.
What is it with these guys and their like ducks? Because there was like that duck in the doctor's office, and he's got one at the top of his cane.
Yeah.
Huh. Ducks. What is the symbolism? I don't think there is any connection or meaning.
Those are quite the eyebrows also on this guy.
Oh yeah, it's Lloyd Bridges. He's
Lloyd Bridges. Oh, yeah. He's king. Mendelbaum. Mendelbaum.
You think you're tougher than me?
He's gonna lift this TV.
And come on, Hot Shots, Hot Pardieu. The first one, the second. Oh my God.
Airplane.
Yep. Yeah. What's the line? I picked the hell of a day to quit sniffing glue.
Which Robert Stack's also in those too.
That's good. That's true.
Hey,
Would've been cool.
Gladiator movies.
Which movies?
What, Forrest?
No, wait. I was asking Matt. Which movies?
Airplane.
Oh yeah, the airplane movies.
Lloyd Bridges, yeah.
Imagine if they substituted Robert Hayes with Tom Hanks in Airplane. That would have been interesting.
Could have been a Tom Hanks Rita Wilson vehicle.
Yeah. Why not?
I'm like trying to think, like Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks. Is Volunteers the only movie they did together like early on?
That was, I think, their first film. But
that's where they met.
But Rita Wilson I believe she had a bit part in Sleepless in Seattle.
Yes, she did.
Oh yeah.
But other than those two, I think that's it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not a great actress by any means.
I mean, she's always been more of a character actress than a lead lady. So
Kathleen Quinlan is kind of similar to her, and she was in Apollo 13 with Hanks.
And also with the Doors.
Okay.
With Meg Ryan.
with his eyebrows and his hair, like Lloyd Bridges looks like a heat miser here.
Does look very heat
I
miser.
just kind of realized Hanks has like he's got Bill Murray hair, but with a little more without the receding, without the.
Oh yeah.
It's like if Bill Murray never had a receding hairline.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's a pseudo mullet. It's weird.
I don't know if anyone mentioned this with Rita Wilson, but I will say that she is legendary in my book just for her recap of An Affair to Remember in Sleepless in Seattle, and how she just starts openly weeping recapping it.
So over the top. It's ridiculous. So coming soon, the next scene is a montage in the streets of Manhattan. Basically, Lloyd Bridges' character is giving him basically credit cards, funds to buy equipment, clothes for his expedition to the island. And he goes to all these like famous stores, and the song that plays during the montage is great. Ossie Davis is helping him out along the way. He plays the chauffeur of the limo he's in. You'll see, and he has a lot of style himself. So he's basically coaching Hanks and teaching him the finer things in life, basically, kind of like a mentor. And it's just a great scene.
I always used to get who was I always used to get Lloyd Bridges and Eddie Bracken mixed up with each other.
They do look. They have same hair, same exact.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Turtle doves, right?
Wow, an actual part that part that's actually New York.
Yeah. This is definitely the best scene in the movie. Coming up.
Where were you go shopping?
And the most famous scene during the montage, basically, is a trip to a luggage store. Basically, a store that sells pieces of luggage, like trunks. And that's the scene that basically sticks out in people's memories. Matt, would you agree?
No, the scene where he goes to FAO Schwartz and he plays the big piano, which he does in this movie also. Though.
Wouldn't that be cool if he just went there anyway? And,
like, hey, I plays big piano.
You look familiar.
It's taken me all my life to find out I am tired now. You know what I'm saying?
It's weird doing a commentary with you guys, Forrest and Rachel, because you've never seen it, and you're like half watching it, but it's a great film, and yeah, I hope you're absorbing it as much as you can, because it's really a fun one.
Well, right now he's really reminding me of Hector Elizondo, and like he plays that sort of role a lot as the chauffeur, or as like in Pretty Woman, he's working at the hotel, he's the concierge, and like gets her all set up with the clothes. So I'm just kind of picturing now like a shopping montage with the two of them, like from the stores from Pretty Woman, and I just kind of love that.
Yeah, that's a very accurate metaphor or comparison. Yeah, he's like this sage, this wise guy who just knows all the finer things in life, and he's imparting his wisdom.
So you got no clothes.
Joe, how about it? I'll get one of you going. I'm a working man.
I know I'm a little late on this, but you guys have your subtitles on?
Oh no, I don't.
I know Matt does.
Yeah.
All right.
The dog bar.
Now that outside, that exterior of that store, that might be in California. I could be.
No New York City lady, a Statue of Liberty looks that good.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
And I definitely want to go to this store, Horn of Africa. Oh, here we have another cameo. If you could spot her. Hold on.
Wait, is that wait.
Here, who's that?
And
I was gonna say that's not Meg Ryan, is it?
That's
yes,
oh my
Carol
gosh.
Kane.
Oh, Carol Kane. Yeah.
No. From oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Small role, very bit part. Hemmeke Schlemmer, great store. It's basically a toy store for adults. It's in the city. And they sell basically like a sharper image.
Still there?
I think so.
I had no idea.
Yeah, they got some cool stuff.
I want a violin case bar. That's awesome.
It's nice.
Right?
Have you thought much about living, Mr. Banks? No.
And here's the infamous luggage scene.
You travel the world, you're away from home, perhaps away from your family. All you have to depend on is yourself.
You can
This
trust
scene
me.
is very
I have a
Coen
bow
Brothers.
tie.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
Yeah.
Are you traveling light or heavy? Heavy. Flying? Flying and by ship. An ocean voyage? Yes. Yes. So, a real journey.
This actor was in Braveheart.
Yeah.
He's an Irish film and stage and television actor. Never seen him really.
As a luggage problem.
Barry McGovern.
Yep. I love this store. It's beautiful. I mean, it's probably just a set, but great presentation.
It's even watertight as a drum. If I have a need, Mr. Banks, this would be my trunk or two. I'll take four of them. You live to be 1,000 years old. No. A really nice hotel. Where would you go? I'd go to the Pierre. And we are off to the Pierre. I wonder if you'd want to have dinner with me tonight. I can't do that. I got the wife and kids at the end of the day, you know? Yeah. Everything's at check in when you're ready, sir. Listen. Haven't you got anybody? No. But there's certain times in your life when you're not supposed to have anyone now. Sometimes you're gonna go through alone. You're gonna be all right.
It's a solitary life.
Yes. Prelude to Castaway.
The plane looks kind of flat.
It does.
Everyone's wearing prison jumpsuits.
Welcome to California.
Oh, there's Meg Ryan again.
Yep.
Meg Ryan 2.0.
Part 2, yep.
I'm the guy who hired you. Angela Greenemar.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Daddy told me to tell you that I don't know what he hired you for and not to tell me that I'm totally untrustworthy. I'm a flivver to gibbet. Come on. Follow me.
This is the only place I've ever heard Flivverty Gibbet used aside from Sound of Music.
Oh, yeah. And what is the definition? Rachel?
What is the definition? Unclear.
A free spirit, I want to say.
Sure, we'll go with that. Flighty. Yeah.
Light.
Flighty and flurry spirited.
Nice.
Pepper, sir?
And a fresh pepper. He liking a fresh pepper.
They do look like little monsters or something. But they're good little monsters. So what did you do before you climbed on your daddy?
I was an advertising librarian.
I miss crab places where you beat crabs with hammers. That was a big part of the 80s. You just go to places that had paper you could draw on all over the table.
Why you ask?
Smash crabs with hammers.
I'm a painter and a poet.
And again, it's cooked. So unlike Castaway, where it was just like this.
Right.
That's terrific.
Hmm.
Your ideas.
And how to understand art. It comes from
A nice view. It's like down on the stars.
Would you like to hear one of my poems?
Sure.
Long ago.
I feel like this movie also should have like propelled Meg Ryan's career more, or at least like given her more diverse roles.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear it
That was
again?
she'd already done When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah, she was already very popular, but like
Right.
Long ago.
you know, this is proof that she has chops to do different characters. You know,
Mhm.
Instead of the cute romantic lead,
yeah,
what she was basically typecast as,
Yeah.
you know?
Like this should have pushed her more into like Catherine O'Hara type roles.
oh yeah, definitely.
Like imagine Meg Ryan making a comeback and basically playing another like Moira Rose character.
It'd be amazing.
She'd be great in like a thriller, you know, just like a kind of like a Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction type. I mean, she's not.
Or Damages.
Yeah, she's only 59. She could make a comeback.
Yeah.
And I
Yep.
my help truck and I'm not painting up all the stuff.
Listen to me. If you have a choice between me and doing something you're scared of doing, why not take the lead? Scared to do it.
You're gonna stop, take a step, and leave LA?
You see, you know what you're scared of doing. Do it. See what happens.
Actually, I'm just going through Meg Ryan's filmography. She hasn't done anything in 5 years.
I'm talking.
Well, I do.
Interesting.
This is one of those typical conversations where we're all open and sharing our innermost thoughts, and it's all.
She's pulling some Nicole Kidman vibes in this scene.
Seriously, yeah, I was saying I was trying to think who she reminds me of with the curly red hair.
Mm.
You're angry.
Nicole Kidman and Tom Hanks. That duo has not happened yet.
What in a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman and Tom Hanks?
Didn't they? No, they
Oh
didn't.
my god! For some reason I was thinking Tom Cruise, and I'm like, you're ridiculous. I'm like they were like 20 movies together.
I was gonna say
They were even married.
And they will never do a movie together ever again after that.
Exactly.
I don't see.
Yeah, no. It's weird to think that there's still people left that Tom Hanks hasn't done movies with.
So she basically, her relationship with Dennis Quaid ended because she was hooking up with Russell Crowe, right? That's the gossip.
Allegedly.
I think so, yeah.
No.
Allegedly.
But I don't know. I heard he wasn't faithful either. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, their son Jack plays Wee Huey on The Boys.
Yeah, he's so good.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I saw him. And then I saw him in a movie called Tragedy Girl.
The movie we reviewed. That movie about that wedding that we reviewed was the first thing I ever saw Jack Quaid in.
Wait, which one? I think we've reviewed a few wedding movies.
Yeah, I don't know. It was him and Brenda Song.
Jack Quaid and Brenda Song.
Yeah. And it was the first thing I ever saw Jack Quaid in, and I was like, this guy looks familiar. And then I was like, oh, because he kind of looks like Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan had a kid.
Oh, I could see that.
I was like,
Definitely his dad. Yeah, it's weird.
And Brenda Song is now engaged to Macaulay Culkin.
They just had a kid. Well, no, I don't know about age, but they just had a kid.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Oh well, apparently both of them frequently work with Seth Green, so that's
Yeah.
how that happened.
Oh wow, +1. I think that was the movie.
Yeah, that was it. Where they played like best friends or whatever.
Oh yeah, and they go. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Yeah, Jack Quaid was like the only thing in the movie that stuck out to me. And I was like, I like this guy. And then I was like, oh, and then The Boys came out and I was like, oh, amazing.
I think I would have liked it more had I known that was Dennis Quaid's son. But I did not. Yeah, it's okay.
Can I ask you something? What? Why are you dressed like Jungle Jam?
I could change. This is inappropriate.
I want an action figure of that.
Go bang.
Do you know who Meg Ryan here with the red top and the red hair and everything? If you exclude like the blue skirt and everything, it's very like Jessica Rabbit the next morning. Like hung over at brunch.
Pretty good. Well, Spielberg, Frank Marshall, and Kathleen Kennedy did produce this, so
This is an Amblin movie. They're both Amblin movies.
so there's the connection.
We got two Meg Ryans at once. Yep.
And now we've got America's Sweetheart, Meg Ryan.
Yep. regular Meg Ryan.
You never know where our father is and except that the other one has phone calls and telegrams and you're in a rotten mood. It's the sunshine. Sunshine. Sorry, God. Can you believe it? Dad said not to tell you. Here, he's not on the phone. Well, get ready to leave. My name is Joseph Forrest Joe.
Actually, I was going to say Tom Hanks in this getup. It makes me think. Reminds me of the poacher from Beetlejuice. If like what he would probably look like before he got his head
All
shrunk.
right.
Yeah.
He looks like the man in the yellow hat.
The hunter before he gets his head shrunk.
Yup.
Yeah.
Or I imagine this is the prequel to Beetlejuice, where we see the hunter before his head gets shrunk.
That hat was probably like $200.
Right?
Maybe more. Oh, and I should also mention the score by it's a Frenchman, George Delarue. And I'm not familiar with his filmography. Matt, are you? I know you're
I definitely owned something by him. I try to remember what.
He scored Twins.
Yeah.
And Steel
Randy
Magnolia.
George.
He also scored Richard Linklater's Slacker.
Nice. Yeah.
So a lot of, he did a lot of French movies, and then he did. But as far as American movies, he's done Twins, this movie, Steel Magnolias, Curly Sue, Slacker, Beaches,
Curly Sue.
Platoon.
It's so funny. For Twins, he co-scored that with Randy Edelman, who I was literally just listening to his score for The Mask earlier. It's a good score.
I feel like her look here is very like Meryl Streep in Out of Africa. It feels like so far like all the characters that she's playing are these very like exaggerated versions of classic female roles.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think this version of her is like standard. This is like average. This is closest to what she's like in real life.
I would say America's like I said, America's sweetheart Meg Ryan.
Sure. The boys like to sleep on deck. Pretty much took things to yourself. I'm the one to take them. Correct. I'm sorry I was so rude on the dock. So, did you sleep with my sister? No. Actually, she's my house. No. Oh. You like to fish? Maybe tomorrow we can. Do some fishing. Just life of which make sure you know. Yeah. Do you want me to turn it off?
Okay. I love my sister. I know she's my father. Even though I never see him, and so great when I do see him. I'm just very nervous. About this movie. You didn't tell me anything. You don't seem to be telling me anything. But I can. I've always kept clearing my father's stuff ever since I got back on my own, and now I can. I wanted this quote. He got me working for him, which I swore I would never do. I feel ashamed because I had a price. He named it, and now I'm moving on myself. I could treat you like I did back out on the dock, but me kicking myself for selling out, which isn't fair to you. Doesn't make me feel any better. I don't know what your situation is, but I wanted you to know what mine is, not just to explain some rude behavior.
So apparently Julia Roberts auditioned for the female lead.
We're on a little boat for a while, and
they would go on to work together in 2010 for Larry Crown, which was,
if Hanks and Roberts ever had any other roles together besides that one.
yes, Charlie Wilson's War.
Okay.
Yeah.
2006, 7. So they did that before.
So Julia Roberts got this role. She'd be playing 3 characters.
I'm pretty sure.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Because I don't know if she could pull that off.
Hmm.
I've definitely learned to appreciate her more this year. I watched a few more of her films because I've never been a huge fan. But yeah, I don't know. I can't see her doing 3 different characters in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask which ones you watched of her movies?
I finally saw Pretty Woman for the first time ever. Which was like, I was like, wow, I can't believe I've never seen this. I guess
it's on Hulu right now.
I was like, I don't know, like 12 or whatever when it came out. So I was like, I don't want to watch some stupid movie, and I just never saw it. What else did I watch with her? Well, I rewatched Mystic Pizza, which I've seen a bunch of times, but
you know, I've never really been a huge fan of hers. She's never like really done it for me.
Me neither. I mean, the extent of my Julia Roberts fandom is Flatliners and Hook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with Hook, she actually developed quite a nasty reputation. Apparently she was a bit difficult to work with on set.
I think at the time she was also going through a divorce or a really bad breakup.
Oh.
So I know that there were some personal things going on that bled over.
That probably contributed to her nickname on set, which was Tinker Hell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I finally saw Erin Brockovich too.
I hear, you know, all of it. I hear good things about Erin Brockovich.
Yeah, it's a solid film. It's a great performance, and that was her only Oscar win.
I guess I'm like, oh wow, I have seen her in a lot of things. Just kind of don't think about it.
Conspiracy Theory was pretty good.
Flatliners, I've seen a bunch of times. Sleeping with the Enemy, Dying Young, Hook, The Player, seen all of those a bunch.
Pelican Brief.
Trouble.
She also has the famous speech from Notting Hill. I'm just a girl standing with a boy.
That I saw in the theater when it came out.
That's a good romantic.
I was working at the movie theater, so I saw that and Stepmom. I think were both while I was working at the theater.
Actually, I do. Okay, so one year I was years ago. It was Halloween. I come home from trick or treating. I was watching Child's Play 2 on TV.
Awesome.
And then all of a sudden, my mom stops it and puts in Mary Riley. because it's a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde movie. But oh my god, that movie was so goddamn boring.
Oh my god, I remember when it came out. I have not seen it.
Oh wait, is that where she plays a chambermaid?
Yeah, yes, yes, Dr. Jekyll's chambermaid.
Yeah,
And
I kind of
it's great Jekyll and Hyde.
no thanks.
Well, I would say yes to John Malkovich as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in a better movie.
Right. Or what about Dr. Jekyll and Ms. Hyde? You see that?
Oh, with Sean Young and Tim Daly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think Jeremy Piven has a supporting role.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, that's probably the only thing I've seen Tim Daly in that was where he wasn't playing Superman.
I think same for me. Great voice for Superman, I must say.
Oh, definitely. And also and then also between that Ace Ventura, Sean Young got typecasted as
Transvestite.
as like trans women.
Right.
Yeah.
How did that happen? So weird.
Some really problematic decisions made by some studio people. That's how that happened.
It's
Yeah, I'll admit the first Ace Ventura kind of gets hard. It gets hard for me to watch. Like as the years go by, the first Ace Ventura, even though there's a lot of it I still find funny, it's still the third act makes it hard to watch.
I just rewatched it for the first time, the longest time, because Birdie's obsessed with Jim Carrey now. So we watched it, and it's like one of those things where like this movie's great until you get to the third act, and then you're just like, oh man. Like,
that's wrong.
Oh man.
I think
man.
it's good, yeah, up until he has sex with Courtney Cox. Then
Or you mean Sean Young?
And then everything after that,
he has sex with Courtney
like,
Cox's
transphobic, homophobic joke. You're like,
yeah, that's like halfway through, and then things kind of go downhill. And I tried to picture Sean Young as a man, and when you're 9 years old, it's kind of disturbing. But we went with it. Amanda Plummer, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Yep, I just thought of Pulp Fiction. Diner scene.
Yep, and also, oh god, what else have I seen? I'm trying to think what else have I seen.
American Axe Murder.
Yeah.
Yep, I was just watching that earlier today.
Yeah, I was like, oh, she's fantastic.
Oh my god.
And also, oh god, so here's another one I've seen her in was Free Jack.
Yeah.
With Emilio Estevez, Mick Jagger, and Anthony Hopkins, and she plays a foul-mouthed nun.
Yep.
I've never seen it, but it looks intriguing.
Well, if you ever stop by
pretty-
Pickle
it's
Island,
pretty-
I have a copy on DVD for sale there.
Sounds
set that aside for me.
yeah. We'll do an in-person screening.
But I will say that Free Jack is like, okay, I will say, a movie is bad when the best part is watching Mick Jagger ham it up.
Yeah. What a movie.
But Matt, that might be a good idea for your store for Pickle Island, like a small screening room in the back.
Yeah, well, we today we're experimenting because we got a projector, like a little projector, and we were testing some VCRs.
Nice.
And we were watching Total Recall today.
Nice.
Awesome.
Off VHS, and it actually looked like the quality on the VHS was actually really good. So
Wow.
I was like, oh wow.
How did it sound? How was the audio?
It was good. I mean, we just have to hook it up to something better than, the unit itself, the projector. But yeah, we're testing it out, and it seems to be working.
You're making me want to visit it in person more and more. So
yeah. I used to find time to come out there.
Yeah. Where is it again, Matt?
Bayville. It's like it's like North Shore, Nassau County. So it's
Okay. Is
probably
there
like
Question
45
for you,
minutes from you.
Have you ever watched the show Gilmore Girls?
Of course.
Okay, have you seen the Pippi Longstocking episode?
Yes.
Because I think that you should have a Pippi Longstocking screening at your store.
Now I have
In
to
the style of the movie theater in Stars Hollow.
All right.
I gotta find a copy of that on VHS. Surprised I don't have one. Got the original Annie.
With Tim Curry.
Yes.
Oh, this is a lovely theme that I think pretty much is in full force right now. Very romantic, very beautiful.
Tom Hanks, I know what you did last summer. I know who you did last summer. I think those Gorton's fisherman outfits are always just bad luck. Anyone who ever wears one ends up getting killed or something. Knocked off a boat, you know.
They're either getting hooked or knocked overboard.
Not quite as intense as Castaway, but still a pretty good scene.
Yep.
I think nothing's as intense as Castaway.
Yeah, so the lightning bolt, that zigzag, yep. It's like a recurring theme.
Chekhov's suitcase coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Jack sure could have used this luggage in Titanic.
Yeah, definitely.
Smart thinking getting 4 of those.
Yeah.
Wilson! And here's where it comes in handy. Radio that looks like an answer machine.
That shot they use in a lot of like montages at the Oscars, award shows. Tom Hanks winning the AFI Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah, this is definitely a moment that should be in more classic movie moments montages.
Though my favorite shot in the movie is actually right behind me, and it's coming up in a couple minutes, and you guys will see. Yes, because shaving is important right now.
Tom Hanks rocking a ukulele before is the coolest thing in the world. He's OG. 30 years before ukuleles became the biggest thing.
Right.
But did this predate Kermit the Frog, though? That's the question.
Well, Kermit played banjo.
The banjo. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Although my guitar teacher used to have a ukulele in his waiting room when I went to go take lessons, and I remember like a few times I would take the ukulele. I would take that ukulele like off the shelf and try to play Slayer and Metallica on it.
This movie is so absurdist. It feels like it belongs in a lineup next to Barb and Stargood of Estelle Del Mar,
or I would say, or anything Savage Steve Holland did, like Better Off Dead or One Crazy Summer.
Oh yeah, I see that. Offbeat, very offbeat.
Yeah.
The sequence is also very Wally and Eve when she goes to sleep and he's just like checking up on her.
Yeah.
That's a movie I have to revisit.
Same here. I would go as far as say that was probably one of the best sci-fi movies of the last 20 years.
Agreed.
Oh, here it is.
He's moonstruck.
Is Dobby asleep, Rachel?
Oh yes. Here, let's get a live look at
Oh.
the good
No.
boy. Did
No.
you wake up?
I hear my name.
Oh.
Jump soda.
They like orange soda.
Cal loves orange soda.
I think we've been spotted.
Are they seeing Cobb and Nagila?
You know.
It's like the gods must be crazy, man, when the coke comes from the sky.
Okay, but they're singing Hava Nagila.
I know, and drinking orange soda.
Yeah.
Now, can you recognize this actor as the chief? Not the chief. He's one of the higher ups.
Who is that?
I'll give you a hint. He was in a movie with Robin Williams
That could be anyone.
where they played a couple, and they run a nightclub.
He's also the voice of a warthog.
That's Nathan Lane.
Yep.
Oh, wait, that's Nathan Lane. I thought that was,
Yeah, this is like an early role for him, but that's him, and yeah.
Oh, because it says here, Chief of the Little Ponies is Abe Vigoda.
Oh, spoiler, Forrest, spoiler. Abe Vigoda is the chief. Yes, you'll see him soon.
But that wasn't Nathan Lane that welcomed them.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
What is that? Teddy bear? No.
There we are.
I hope you don't lose it. Don't do I. I'm Toby. I'm Joe Banks. Mr. Fisher Granamore. You speak English. You came to stop the anger of the Wu? Yeah. Tonight we will have a big feast. And then at the end of the feast, you will climb to the top of the big Wu and you will jump in, okay? Okay. Hanukkah.
It's probably for the best that they keep the supposed ethnicity of this tribe as vague as possible.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't, this could be potentially very offensive.
Yeah, I think now there'd be a lot more controversy.
Yeah. Oh, that's not a duck.
Stuck's coming back.
All we know is that it's a tiny Pacific island, but we don't have like a nationality or ethnicity.
Shark bait. What?
But they love orange soda, and they think I'm Nagila. So I'm gonna guess you're Jewish. No, I'm just... That was a weird thing. Once somebody, I think I was drinking orange soda, and they're like, "Are you Jewish?" And I was like, "Yes, but what does that have to do with anything?" They're like, "Oh, because Jews like orange soda," and I was like, "Is that a thing?" And they were like, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, "Oh, I had no idea. I thought everybody loved orange soda."
Okay.
That's news to me. That's a new one for me.
Yeah, I had never heard that before, and I was just like, "Oh, okay."
I mean, when I see orange soda, I think of Keenan and Kel.
Yeah, I know, right? Just like when I think of Ava Vigoda, I think of Keenan and Kel.
Oh, so either actually, when Abe Vigoda died, when Abe Vigoda died, I watched The Godfather and Good Burger back to back in his memory.
The Good Father.
It's like how often does anyone have that kind of double feat? Does that kind of double feature?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird combo, but I like it.
And no one among my people would jump into the big wolf. Treated this man, your father, for a hero. No hero of our own. I am the Toby. Toby cannot be the hero. It is my place to hope for my people. But the wolf calls, and no one from my people says, I'll go to my end for the rest of you. I don't have any people of my own, Chief. I'm my only hope. Small. Who knew woe so well? Who knew woe? Drama said sets away.
Okay, so the Waponi Wu are a mixture of Polynesian, Celtic, Hebrew, and Latin influences. So there you go. When Johnny comes marching home, I love it. There's a zigzag again. Yep.
No, you just jump in.
You're gonna kill yourself.
Can you give us a minute? You love me?
Yeah, I love you. I can feel my heart. I feel like I'm going crazy. You just can't try and leave me here on this stinking earth without you.
Gotta do it.
Why? I don't even want you to do it. Do it, Chief.
Because I've worked it my entire life, and I'm gonna die. Now I have a chance to die like a man, and I'm gonna take it. I've gotta take it.
I love you.
I gotta take it.
I've never been in love with anybody before either. It's great. I am glad. I gotta go.
Oh.
Go back now, Daddy.
Oh, marry me and then jump in the volcano. Could you marry us, please?
Okay. I don't want to get married.
You can have the love and honor for about 30 seconds.
All right. Marry us. You're welcome. You want to marry her? You want to marry him? Don't marry. Sure. You listen to me. These are my last words. I gotta be brave. I gotta jump in. Come on.
Very cheesy. I love it.
Last word, you know. What? I can't think of anything. I'm jumping in with you.
Oh, no, you're not.
What is that? Let's go.
You sign up for this.
I do what I want.
Don't do it for me.
I'm not doing it for you.
Hmm.
Joe, who knows anything? We'll take the sweep and we'll see. Jump and we'll see. That's life.
Saw the moon when we were out there on the ocean, shining down. Miserable so long, years of my life wasted. Been a long time coming here to meet you. A long time. Crooked road. Did I ever tell you? The first time I saw you, felt like I'd seen you before.
You're not going anywhere without me.
So what are we hoping for?
A miracle?
Yeah. I love you.
You do.
Yeah. Sit. Sit. Give me a kiss.
I love you.
Okay, so when this movie was released on VHS in 1990, it was preceded by a trailer for the Steve Martin Rick Moranis comedy My Blue Heaven. That film was written by Nora Ephron, who would go on to direct Hanks and Ryan in their next two movies together. Even bigger box office successes, Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail.
Interesting.
My Blue Heaven.
Yeah, I just saw that for the first time recently. I could not buy Steve Martin as a mob boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I think it's so like tongue in cheek that it's like you're not supposed to believe it. It's like so bizarre because it's like there's no way anyone would buy this. Like,
Right.
Kind of like Bill Murray in Mad Dog and Glory.
yeah.
But where do they go now?
Wait for it.
I feel like this is me every single day. I don't know how it's going to happen, but it'll be okay.
And then that luggage comes back.
Keep hope alive, you know?
Isn't this romantic? Who gets a honeymoon like this?
Yeah. I still have a problem. Rain cloud.
Spray cloud.
Well, it's
Can you get a second opinion about something called a brain cloud?
all right.
I mean, where are you? A hypochondriac?
Well, not now. Not now.
What's wrong with you?
Dr. Ellison said that you need.
Some quack told you this. Dr. Ellison?
Yeah.
My father's doctor.
Yes? Yes?
Doesn't have another patient? My father owns Dr. Ellison.
But why would he?
He set you up.
Who?
My father.
You mean
Yeah.
you set me up?
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have a brain cloud.
Brain. Something bad. Brain?
My whole life. I'm a victim. I'm gonna on. This is not closing. It's closing up. It's closing up. Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Well, yeah, I suppose it is. Yeah, that's good. Good. I'm relieved. That was great. But still.
What is it now?
We're on a run. There's no land in sight. I don't know.
It's always going to be something with you, isn't it, Joe?
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. Wherever we go, whatever we do, we're going to take this luggage with us. Go away from the things we made. Away.
And they never found land.
Finn.
Oh.
Whole fairy tale beginning and ending.
Yeah.
I loved that movie.
Oh,
that was
That was
was
good.
wonderful. Oh, I liked it a lot.
Like when I saw, I was young when I saw it in the theater, and I loved it then, and it was like just hearing all the reviews and everyone and because kids would always just do whatever a review said. So in like school, I just remember people being like, "That movie is terrible. That was a bad, stupid movie." It's like I thought it was delightful.
it had a hard time finding an audience, but
Yeah.
I think it's you either love it or hate it. That type of, and I loved it.
I wonder also, I mean, it's really difficult to sum up the movie itself, like just by saying what the plot is, because you don't get like that absurdist vibe that the whole movie has to it.
Right.
And also weirdly that it's also very sweet and hopeful.
Yeah.
Forrest, what did you think first time?
It was pretty. That was really good. That was pretty good. I don't think, honestly, I feel like honestly, I don't think I'll be able to touch Sleepless in Seattle or You've Got Mail after this, because this is not definitely not a very this is not a very conventional.
Yeah. Not conventional. Yeah, definitely.
Like in any like for mainstream romantic comedy, is not conventional in any sense.
Yeah.
But it's very sweet. It is very sweet, and I appreciate the production design, the costumes. I can see
Yeah,
But
you're a fan of Dick Tracy, so I figured you'd enjoy it.
Dick Tracy and Tim Burton's Batman, and also stuff like Better Off movies, comedies like Better Off Dead and How I Got into College.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how I got in college. I mean, One Crazy Summer. But
Yeah. And yeah, I think we should credit Bo Welch for designing the production. Who really beautiful. I love it.
yeah, but I also agree that I feel like it's too bad that this movie didn't do better. I mean, who knows what Hanks and Ryan would have done from here on out, would have done from here on out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it kept Hanks away from the oddball films for the most part. I mean, The Burbs is definitely an oddball film.
Mhm.
That was before this. That was
before. Oh yeah, that was the year before. Yeah.
59. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, he Baw the Waponi Advance Man, Nathan Lane.
Baw.
Baw.
He has a name.
But yeah, it's nice to see him doing like weird. I think he's good at. I mean, Dragnet was also weird. So I mean, he I guess he did his share of weird.
Yeah, he did. Definitely in the late 80s.
Well, and then he returned to weird with the Coen brothers and Lady Killers.
True.
His character is super weird in that. The movie is definitely not great compared to the original, but
also another movie that did not find an audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was an oddball for the Coens and Hanks.
Yeah. Well, it's also like them doing like a remake is like kind of like weird.
But True Grit kind of worked.
Yeah, I guess it did. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's it's harder to remake a comedy though. Like remaking a comedy is like, unless you're just doing like kind of like what The Birdcage did, where you're taking a foreign film,
right,
and you're just adapting it to an American audience.
Yeah,
that's different. When you're like just doing a remake, I mean, it almost never works. The Pink Panther movies are terrible.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, half of Steve Martin's career the last 20 years has been remakes, and it's like don't do those. Like just don't.
Well, the Cheaper by the Dozen movies aren't bad.
Yeah, I've only seen the first one, which was all right. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
It was fine. Yeah.
But it's like they always remake these movies with like Jack Lemmon and like whatever, and it's like, why? He's like, his movies are perfect. Like, don't stop.
I did like the Out of Towners. The remake was pretty good.
It's good. It's like I mean, it's not the original. It's still. I mean, I think John Cleese adds a lot to that. And I mean, Goldie Hawn is fantastic. I mean, they both work well with each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like even like Bewitched. I mean, not Bedeviled. Wait, Bedazzled.
Dazzled. Bedazzled with Brendan.
Yeah, the Dudley Moore. Like that movie is phenomenal, and it was like why? Like,
I think Harold Ramis did an okay job with the remake. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean it's like I just it's like a lot of those movies. I just they're hard to update. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, okay, guys. I want to thank you so much for tonight. This was amazing as always.
Yes, thanks for
yeah,
having us.
Rachel and Forrest, I'm so glad you were exposed to this wonderful film, this quiet gem, as I like to say. And Matt, it's always good having you on as well, sir.
Always a pleasure.
Yes, and so Tom Hanks month, it's still going strong. We're still in April, and hopefully we'll have one more commentary for you. And I want to thank everyone again, everyone watching at home and on your devices. Also, for new episodes of Under the Radar, you could just go to Manhattan Neighborhood Network every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern. And also, please visit the Under the Radar YouTube channel, subscribe and share, and tell all your friends about it. So I'm Randy Younger. This has been Under the Radar presents Movie Commentaries, or Commentaries, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Take care.
Toodles.